Hey guys, we're making a star swirl quilt block today. That's what I'm calling this. It's not so fun. So there are lots of variations you'll see all over the internet for something like this, but I'm just gonna show you how I put it together. It's super simple. Seriously, you guys, so simple. And a variation on the 3 blocks I'm showing you for Christmas. I'm making a Christmas table runner out of this. And of course you can get the PDF from me. It got sent out actually today, but it will go out again. So make sure and grab that at karinagardner.com by clicking on exclusive VIP and becoming part of my fabric VIP group. And we'll get started. Okay, this is our star swirl block, and it is very similar to our star square block, but with a couple of changes. There's a swirl in the middle, which is really cool because you could match up colors if you wanted to and make the block look totally different than the way I'm going to have you do it today. But because I'm doing my Christmas block, I want my green and my red. I'm doing a very traditional table runner with this. So what you need is you need 2 different greens, or even, whatever fabrics you decide to do. And these are 4.5-inch squares. Same with your red, you need 4 4.5-inch squares. And I should say, sorry, you need 2 each of your 2 greens, 2 4.5-inch squares. You need 4 whites, 4.5-inch squares. And you need 4 3.5-inch squares. And this is your C piece and it's your corner piece. So everything will end up being 3.5-inch squares when you're done. Okay, so you're gonna start out by putting a little diagonal line through your white pieces and just one of the colors, whichever color you want, the green or the light green or the dark green, doesn't matter. And I'm just gonna take my ruler, and you are gonna run a pencil line right through the diagonal there, like that. And you're gonna do that for all of your white pieces and then your 2 green pieces. So this went out on today, so on Thursday, and even if you're looking for it, it will usually come back around. I generally try really hard to resend out files. I'll give extra files, or I'll bring them back for 12 days of Christmas. So if you're looking for a certain file, just make sure you sign up. This file is coming out on a Thursday, but 2 weeks later it'll come out with the table runner PDF as well. So you'll get it a couple of times, or have the ability to get it a couple of times if you're looking for it. Okay, you can see I've sandwiched together the white and the red. So we're just you're gonna sandwich together your green ones, and you're gonna sandwich together your white and red ones. And you're gonna sew a 1/4-inch seam allowance on either side of that pencil line, and that's it. So I'm going to do that with all of these, and then I'll show you what to do from there. Okay, sewn all of these together. I'm just going to cut them apart. And then I am going to take my rotary blade. I'm going to cut directly on that pencil line and cut all of these apart. And then I'm going to press them open. So if I open one of them so you can look at it, I'm going to press them open with the darker side. That's where I'm going to press the seam. So it's going to go towards my red. With this one, I think you just make the decision whether you want it towards the darker one, the lighter one. I'll probably do the darker one just for consistency's sake. As long as they're all going the same way, you're good. And then I'm going to trim these down to 3.5 inches. Okay, so go ahead, cut them all open, press them, and then trim them down. And those will be ready to sew into your block. Okay, I've trimmed all of these down, so now I'm just gonna lay everything out and, wow, figuring out which way they're supposed to go. Okay, so your star pieces all go out like this. So your inside pieces are a swirl. So we're going to have them all going in different directions. Like this, so you get that pinwheel. There you go. Isn't that cute? And you can see, like, if you wanted to, you could make a different star by simply matching up your colors. Like this, if this were all the red color, it would look like, or, you know, if you switched out the colors, this would look totally different. But as it is, we're doing it in a darling little pinwheel in the middle. And then you have these C pieces that go in your corners here. Okay, so for this quilt, I actually really like to go ahead, because of the nature of this and its pinwheels, I actually really like to just sew them in rows. Like, I don't do the centerpiece first, I'll just sew them all in rows, and then I'll sew all of those rows together. So I just find that that's the easiest, and then it keeps all my seams going the correct way. So when I start pressing, I'll make sure and press this whole row this way, this whole row this way, this whole, just making sure that they're back and forth so that I get nested seams, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and sew that. Okay, you can see I've done all my rows. I've made sure and press them opposite ways. So now when I come in and I put these together, and you can pin them if you want, you should have beautiful nested seams, and they should work out really lovely like that. Okay, so I'm gonna sew the rest of this together and press it to finish it out. I've got it all pressed. Isn't that such a pretty block? And it goes well with the other one. We've just, you know, changed up the insides just to give it a little more interest. Okay, if you want the PDF for this, make sure and be signed up at karinagardner.com for my exclusive VIP group. And it should be coming to, this has gone out today, but it will come out again in a couple of weeks with my, with the table runner. And then it will also probably show up at, you know, all the time. Most of my PDFs show up all the time because I try to send you guys extras and videos that maybe you haven't seen before. So make sure and sign up there so you can get those PDFs. All right, guys, I'll see you guys later.